Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. Today I'm guided to do a concept video about twin flames in separation and um, also about what the divine masculine needs to keep going in the relationship. So if you're in separation or you are having some difficulties in knowing what to do, just remember I'm just bringing out a new unique course that if you're guided, you can ask me 20 questions or give me 20 scenarios, and I will actually give you a 2 hours of video content describing what you should be doing in the third dimensional reality, as in on the earth plane. And also some tips about what you might want to be doing in the ethereal as well. All right, so that is filling up. So if you want a spot in that, please contact me. It's available in modules. Okay, so it's really affordable. You can do it in $50 modules, and there's 4 modules there, and you just ask me the 20 questions and I'll tell you exactly what to do. So if your twin flame comes in and says, I don't know, let's do a couple of scenarios, I think we should take a break, let's say he says to you, I can tell you exactly what you should say to him. Or maybe he might not be replying at all via text, I can tell you exactly what to do. All right, so there will be no more guesswork. You know, they have these dating videos about, you know, what to do with regards to, you know, men and women in the dating world. But this isn't the dating world. This is, you know, the twin flame world, and it's a whole lot of different it's a different playing field. All right, so anyway, let me get into my video. The first thing I want to talk about with regards to separation, and of course separation can still mean that you're in communication but you're having a separate time from one another, or perhaps you haven't heard from them for months or years. You know, it might just be days or weeks or months or years. Take it how it resonates for you. Of course, everyone is going to be different. But what I like to call it is the separation loop. Okay, so this separation loop is full of uncertainty. Okay, so what happens is that, you know, twin flames in general, they come together and they're all kind of starry-eyed for one another and everything's going wonderful and great, and then after a time there'll be a separation, and either both of you will want to separate, or usually the divine masculine will go into that running stage, as we all know, and you know, the divine feminine kind of left scratching her head about what to do. All right, so I want to talk about this separation loop and what happens to the divine feminine, because when the two twin flames, and of course take gender how it resonates for you. All right, I'm just drawing a man and a woman here in my best kind of stick figure way. But what happens is that when this separation comes, it can be quite a soul shock, because in the beginning, you know, in the beginning, the two of the twin flames are literally staring each other down. Looks like they're do you like my drawing? This is going in one of those museums later on. It's already been bought and paid for. It's $8 million. Anyway, I'll keep going. Sorry, I couldn't help it. So the twin flames staring at one another, and the chemistry's there and the passion's there, and it's all wonderful. And then of course they go into separation, and then they might come back together and go into separation, and on it goes. You know, like it's like a yo-yo, right? The separation loop is like a yo-yo. I can probably draw a yo-yo. Look, there's my yo-yo, right? Okay, so this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, the divine feminine we want to go let me have a sip of water, hang on. Lots of throat chakra issues coming up at the moment with the energy that's going on in the world. If you've had a sore throat or throat issues, it's completely normal, don't stress. You can gargle salt water and suck on ice chips or ice cubes. In general, the divine feminine is trying to be in her heart space, and she's quite emotional. And so when this bliss goes away, you see the bliss that they're having there. Sometimes you might have been intimate with your divine masculine, but this bliss state, when it goes away and they go into separation, it can cause quite an emotional upheaval for the divine feminine. And so this emotional upheaval for the divine feminine brings this uncertainty, the uncertainty loop. All right. So what she does is she goes, well, I felt great when I was with my twin flame. Maybe they got up to all sorts of naughty things, or perhaps it was just loving, but she felt amazing, like, heaven on earth kind of stuff, as did he. And so when he goes away and doesn't come back, there's this uncertainty loop that goes on. And what happens for her is this uncertainty loop triggers the brain, kind of like a drug, all right? Because, when they were together, it was kind of like, it was the best drug she ever had, right? And of course, I'm not advocating drugs at all, but, it's like if you have that piece of chocolate, or if you have that ice cream, or if you have that thing that makes you feel good, that big breakfast, you know what I mean, with strawberries and cream and, I don't know, whatever on the side. That's kind of how it was, and then it goes away. And so there's examples of this in I'm not sure if I've brought this up before, but maybe I will today because I think it's important. But what happens in relationships, I think I have brought this up, or maybe I did it for someone's reading, but I'll bring it up anyway. But if we talk about the movie 50 Shades of Grey, because most people have seen this movie, and it's a blockbuster, so most people know about it, and most people know, it's a BDSM relationship, a dominant, submissive relationship. And in this relationship, Christian Grey, the main character, he absolutely craves for Anastasia. And so that's kind of how it feels for the divine feminine, is when they first come together, the divine masculine seems to crave her, and then they separate. And she feels at a loss because all of this attention, well, not necessarily attention, but all of this feeling that she had, this warmth in her heart, this kundalini rising, this sexual chemistry, it's like an explosion. It's like, I haven't got my tarot cards here, but I was thinking of the Lover's card. And in the Lover's card, you have this this volcano here. She feels like a volcano waiting to erupt when she waits for him sometimes, because when they come together, it literally feels like some weirdness has gone on and there's been a volcano eruption. It's that good. And so it can kind of put her into this uncertainty loop, which I was talking about before. And in the uncertainty loop, I'll write down a few things that can happen in the uncertainty loop. all right, because her brain feels like this is a drug in a kind of way, you know, the divine masculine being that drug, she might do a few things. Okay, so these are just a couple of examples. There's a whole lot more, but she might begin checking her phone a lot more regularly to see if, you know, there's a text message or, you know, whatever platform they've been using. She might even daydream a lot and not want to do her daily tasks is another one. So she won't want to do daily tasks like because she'll be in such a mode of this daydreaminess, I guess you could say. All right, so this uncertainty loop is kind of a mix of, you know, I'm daydreaming. You know, it's like that song, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, except she's dreaming of her man, right? So she comes into this daydreaming state. You know, it's love, it's bliss, it's amazing. And of course, she thinks if she's feeling that, he must have been feeling that, and so he'll be back soon, and so she waits. And there's, like I say, this uncertainty loop. She's checking her phone, you know, she's constantly kind of waiting for her next fix, because that's what he becomes. It's like the fix that she needs to get through. You know, some people go to drugs or alcohol or ice cream or chocolate or food or, I don't know, you know, porn. There's a lot of different types of addictions. But for her, the divine masculine is the fix that she wants to get again. And so the brain will trigger this need for him, this want for him. And so she remains in this loop. All right. And so when he does come in, she gets the fix, and she kind of can do anything. Some divine feminines will do anything that the divine masculine wants because they're so fixated on him. And then, of course, he'll go away again, and it might just be that he's gone to work. It doesn't mean, you know, that he's gone away for a long time, but it's this constant loop that keeps going on and on and on. So she waits for the message. She holds on to it. She waits for the message, and then she can become disappointed, or she can become irrational, or she can become judgmental, and then the focus goes off of herself because she's so kind of wanting to have this fix of him coming in. And so I've written it down here somewhere. The answer to this is to, you know, if this is happening for you, where you get in this uncertainty loop, all right, I want you to do something. So instead of, you know, you might find yourself checking your phone, you know, like, did it go ping? And why hasn't it? And, you know, you might do that for a few hours or a few days or a week or a month or goodness knows how long. But every time you're waiting for a message from your divine masculine, instead of feeding into the energy, I want you to do something good for yourself that's unrelated to him. All right? So if you do something good for yourself that's unrelated to him, I don't know, maybe you might want to go, I don't know, you don't want it to be an addiction, so you don't want to go shopping online or something like that. I mean, unless you've got the budget for that, that's fine. But you might want to, I don't know, maybe you've been thinking of starting that new business, that entrepreneurial idea, or maybe you've been wanting to, I don't know, wash your dog, you know, but something you enjoy. So every time he doesn't show up, what we want to do is we want to reinforce that trigger of the brain that you don't need him to feel happy. All right, we want to reinforce the fact that you don't need your divine masculine to be happy, and that you can be happy within yourself. All right, so how do we do that? We give the mind another task, because the mind likes to grab onto things and say, but that's my drug. My divine masculine is my drug and I need him. And then, of course, you'll be watching tarot videos and things. And there's nothing wrong with watching tarot videos, but you need to spend more time on you. You know what I mean? Don't stop watching my videos, because my videos are helpful, I think. I hope. They better be. So give your mind another task. This is the most important thing. And as you give your mind another task, when he doesn't show up, you're actually going to be reinforcing the fact that you can have a life outside of him. Okay, because if you keep looking at your phone, wondering if there's a message, you're going to look at it a little bit, because, that's the way we are in the world. We look at our phones and check messages and all of that stuff. But you're not going to be constantly sitting there kind of hoping, wishing, praying, like pouring your whole self into it. That's not what we want to do, because then it becomes an unhealthy attachment. All right? So if he doesn't show up, do something good when he doesn't show up. Something that has nothing to do with him. So don't go and draw a picture of him. Don't paint a portrait of him, or listen to the songs that he sent you. Don't do that. Do something just for you, okay? Now, when he finally does come back in, and you don't look like you've been through, what's that movie? I think Winona Ryder's in it, and she looks like, I don't know, some alien one or something, and she, her hair's all a mess, and she's got all stuff all over her face. You don't look like you've been through some kind of hell when he comes back, and he finally wants to talk to you on a video call, let's say, or in person, and you've been eating chocolate and ice cream, and you've got pimples, and you're feeling really shithouse. Shithouse. Ooh, I need my swearing bell. Shithouse is a word. My mother used to say. She used to say, I feel really shithouse today. I don't know if that's a word that you guys use, but it's definitely an Australian word. It's the word shit and house together, which is really weird. I feel shithouse today. I take that back. I feel amazing. But anyway, so this is what we want to do. We want to focus on something that's non-related to the divine masculine. If you need to just watch one tarot video, e.g. my tarot video first, do that, and then focus on your masculine. To focus on your masculine for a minute, and then go into something else. Alrighty, so I don't know. I was going to bring up another topic. Have I gone too long? I don't think I've gone too long. I think I can bring up another topic. Alright, so now I want to talk about the cycle of union. So when your divine masculine finally starts coming in the 3D realm, there's some things that he needs you to do, and also some things that you need to do for you to make it work. All right, so this is the cycle of union. This is kind of when you come together, then you're apart, you come together, then you're apart. I mean, you're always apart for a minute, because you've got to work and have a shower and maybe go to the toilet. I don't think people go to the toilet together or to the bathroom together, do they? That would be weird. Maybe they do, I don't know. Or you young people doing some crazy things. I don't think people do that together. Alright, so I'm going to go through these now. So the number one thing that men need, or the divine masculine, take gender how it resonates. I'm going to call them men for now, but you know what I mean. Alright. The number one thing that men need is to feel respected. Okay, if we go back in history, let's go back in time just for a minute. Men need to feel respected. Okay, there's been many wars that have been fought, in ancient times by men because of respect, because all they wanted was respect. Okay, the other thing is that they want to feel significant. Okay, and when we talk about significant, they want to feel like they matter. Okay, so these are the first two things. A man needs to feel respected, and they also need to feel significant. These are the two things that are so important. Now, for the divine feminine, right, this is really important. For the divine feminine, he must, this is really important, divine feminine, all right? For the divine feminine, he must earn the respect. He must earn the respect. Okay, so if he's behaving in all sorts of weird kind of ways, you need to be talking to him and saying, that you need certain things. So, a relationship takes two people to have a conversation about what each of them needs, which is kind of counterintuitive because this relationship is supposed to be unconditional. However, we do need to have boundaries, and we do need to set, precipices. That's a big word, right? We do need to set some things so that both people know what's expected. All right, so both parties in any relationship, for that matter, must know the expectations. Okay, so like, let's take school kids as an example of this. I'll just quickly show you that both parties must know the expectations, right? So let's take school kids. Let's just say that the kids went to school and there was no start time, no recess time, no lunch time, no time for when subjects started. And so the kids really have no clue about what's going on, and so they misbehave. Now, this is kind of what happens with your divine masculine and with you, is if you come together and you decide that you want to come together and there are no kind of, not rules, but, boundaries, or let's call them understandings, right? Understandings, then no one knows how to behave. So, when you go to school, the reason there's rules is so that everyone's on the same page. Everyone understands what's expected of them, and everyone realizes that, okay, school starts at, 8:30 a.m. We have recess at that time. We go to English then. We go to math class then. And everyone knows what's expected. And then there might be rules, don't litter on the ground, or don't whatever. Now, the rules, of course, are completely up to the two twin flames on how they want to come together. And that's maybe a whole nother video. So I won't go into that now, but you get the point. Now, there's a massive cycle that goes on for... Where's my other piece of paper? Oh, okay. So, divine feminine, you need to realize that you need to be respectful, and you need to make him feel significant. Okay, so after all the boundaries are discussed and you know what's going on, and I need this and you need that, okay, sure, I get it. He might need you to understand that he can only talk to you on a Friday night because for the rest of the week he's away on an oil rig or something like that, and you need to obviously be accepting of that or not accepting of that. That's up to you. Being respectful means being kind, being loving, being generous, being honest and truthful. All right. And this significant means that you treat them like they are your person. right? So, while they're away, you're not talking with other men and you're not doing other things that you shouldn't be doing that would be disrespectful to them. Because what they think is respectful may be different to what Joe Bloggs thinks is respectful. You know what I mean? So every man will have his idea of what they want. And you can even ask your divine masculine what he would consider as being respectful. You could say something like, I respect you, what would you like from me? And then you either agree or disagree with that. Kind of like in 50 Shades where he's got that contract. I don't know, what does he want to do? Slap you on the ass 500 times with a table tennis racket. Do you agree? She's like, no, I'll agree to only 20. 20 lashes with the whip. I don't know, whatever, but you know what I mean. And so the divine masculine needs you to let him earn the respect. So he needs to be the protector and the nurturer. That's his natural state, is to protect you and nurture you. Okay? So give him opportunities when you do talk to him, and maybe say, hey, honey, hey, sweetie, hey, sugar pie, hey, sugar plum, whatever you call your divine masculine. It might simply be Jonathan. If your divine masculine's called Jonathan, that's a synchronicity for you. But anyway, ask them questions to help you solve a problem, so they kind of feel like the hero, because they want to be the hero in this scenario. They want to be your kryptonite. They want to be your Superman. All right. And then you can say things to kind of butter them up a little bit to make them feel significant. I love how you treat me kindly. I appreciate it when you call me on a Friday night, before you go to bed. I love it when you show me your family photographs, use those kind of phrases. I love how you something. I appreciate how you something. I love it when you something. You might even want to say, you're my hero because, when you showed me that, you gave to charity that time at Christmas, it made me feel so blessed to know someone like you. Okay, now the big rule here is that when you are doing these statements, you only want to do it when he has earned your respect. So if he's saying, I'm going to ring you every Friday night, and he's not doing it, you don't want to be saying, I love how you never ring me every Friday night. You don't want to be giving him more of you if he's not doing what he promised to do. And remember, you've made the promises first. There's a contract. There's a 50 Shades of Grey contract here. It's not for BDSM though. I don't know, maybe it is. I'll let you decide. Now, as he gets the feeling of being respected from you, when he's coming correct, when he's, doing the things that you both agreed for that, not walking all over you in any way, right? And if he is walking over you, let him know. Say to him, I don't like it when you do that. I don't like it when you whip me 50 times when I only agreed to 20, right? That's a silly example. But then we have this cycle here, and I've kind of written it already, but it's messy, so I'm going to write it again so you can see this. Now, the inner side of the circle is for the feminine, and the outer part of the circle is for the masculine. All right? So the feminine's here and the masculine's here, and I'm going to show you how the cycle goes so that you can keep it going. Now, if we're going to do, if you want to do those scenarios with me and have a unique course set up just for you, we'll be talking more about this, but it's going to be on a much more unique scale. Okay, so the action of the feminine, first of all, is that she's going to respect him, right? A man or a masculine cannot fall in love and stay in love without being respected. All right? So her action is going to be that she respects him, otherwise he can't fall in love. All right? Now the next thing that's going to happen is that he will start to give more when he feels respected. I mean, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard and say, I love how you, I don't know, do a million things. I appreciate it when you do this. You know, just, you don't have to shower them, like, you know, don't make it obvious. But be there, be supportive, be kind, hold space. And when you do respect, he will give more of himself. He will start giving more. And then that giving more means that the feminine will start to feel amazing because he's giving more. He'll be ringing more. He'll be texting more. He'll be wanting more time. Okay? Now this is when the feminine gives even more love and more respect. All right? Okay, so as she continues with this, she's adding more. She's sprinkling a little bit more. Oh, wow, I'm so happy when you ring me on Fridays and Sundays. Wow, I'm so lucky. Thank you. You know, like, wow. You know, I bought you a little gift perhaps, and it might be something small. It might just be that something little she saw at the shop or something like that, you know, just little stuff, little caring stuff. And as this cycle continues, he will begin to adore her, right? So then she gives more. And she'll even say, you know, do you need me to support you in any other kind of way? You know, how can I make your life easier? Do you want me to, I don't know, if they're together in the 3D, maybe, you know, maybe can I make you some sandwiches for your lunch? Or can I don't know, can I help you with those emails that you need to answer or something like that? So she offers more, and then he wants to be with her more and more and more. Okay, so it's not a showering of, you know, let me cook for you, let me clean for you. It's not like that. It's more of a, I'm here for you, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. Just as a mother would be there for their child. You know, the mother is always there for the child. A good mother is always there for their child. And no matter what kind of problem they have, no matter what kind of thing, you know, they always try and be there. So this is for a twin flame relationship that is coming into the 3D, you know, is starting to begin to grow. Okay, the most significant things I want you to remember from this video is that the divine masculine needs to feel that he is respected, okay? And he needs to feel significant, like he matters. So if he does something for you, tell him how wonderful it was. Oh my gosh, that poetry you sent me is amazing. That song you sent me, I've listened to it, you know, over and over, and I think of you whenever I see it. Or, you know, wow, oh wow. I love how you always care for your family. You know, I appreciate it when you don't forget to call me. I love it when you care about, you know, those people starving in another country. You're my hero because, okay? And remember that the divine feminine must only say these things when he's earned it. Otherwise, he will, I don't know, we're kind of training him a little bit, aren't we? It's kind of like How to Train a Monkey. You give him the banana, right? You give him the banana when he did the task. You ask the monkey, let's say he's in the jungle and you're looking up at the tree and you say, hey, monkey, come down from the tree. And he comes down from the tree and you give him a banana, right? Hey, monkey, climb back up the tree. So he climbs back up the tree and you throw him a banana, right? So it's not a game as such, but it is showing that when he's doing the right things, you will reward him, okay? Now, there's all sorts of dating games that people play and all of that stuff, and this is not what I'm trying to get into. This is not a game. This is not, you're not trying to play any kind of game. In fact, if you're playing a game with someone, that's not true love. It's a codependency. But we don't want to reward bad behavior either. It's like that kid in the playground who punched and bullied the other kid. We're not going to give them an award for best bullying child, are we? We're not going to reward that child. Now we've come to calling the divine masculine a child. All right, that wasn't intentional, Donkey. I'm sorry. Donkey's still happy anyway. But the whole thing is that we don't want to be rewarding any kind of behavior, and this is in any relationship. You don't want to be rewarding any kind of behavior that you don't like. If your friend spat in your face, you wouldn't go, oh, I love you because, your spit was so moistureful for my skin, would you? You're not going to reward something that isn't good. Okay, what you're going to do is if he doesn't come in the right way, you're going to say, hey, hey, honey, hey, sweetie, hey, sugar pie, hey, sugar plum, I really would appreciate it if we could talk on Fridays and Sundays like you said we could. And if you can't do that, can you at least shoot me a text, please? Because otherwise I'll be sitting there waiting. All right, so that's respect for both people. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this twin flame concept video. I think it's going to be really helpful for many of you, and you can watch it again and again and again. And remember, I'm doing the unique video course where you can ask 20 questions on your unique situation. I'll give you the answers as to what to do in the 3D realm, which we so live in, and Donkey will help me come up with the answers, of course, because he's really clever and he knows exactly what to say at all times. I love you all very much. Thanks for sticking with me. If you want to send any donations, that would be really appreciated, because I will be giving to charity very soon. I'm still doing readings. My price list has changed, however. Please check the description box for all of my price lists have gone up slightly because of the new year. So check that out before you send money to me, because I know some of you who get readings, often, sort of know what the price is. But the prices have gone up a little bit, so check those out. Check out all of my services. If you haven't done my Ascension package, I invite you to do that. It'll get you into union with yourself first and foremost. Then the manifesting course is created so that you can attract your twin flame energetically. At the moment, as you know, I'm working on moving into getting people to know what to do in the 3D for the 3D scenarios, because it's all well and good going and meditating and connecting in with your twin flame on the 5D, but if you don't know what you're doing in the 3D, it can be really, really confusing. All right, Charlotte says bye. She loves you very much. Cookie says bye. Cookie says bye. And Harry he's gardening today. Would you believe it? He's gardening. Charlotte's making him plant flowers after she's looking for the camera again. After that whole scenario about the wedding ring, where's the camera? Anyway, she's making him do some gardening to make up for the $5,000 engagement ring that she can't wear because she has no hands. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I love you all so much. Mwah. Sending you a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye. Bye.